always seems like he's going to be a good pickup in general against a Necro, but always just in general too. But I always like to see or look for a Diffusal carry if you're going to be going up against a Necro. That's one of the first things that comes to mind for me, at least.
Radiance pick.
Yeah, anyone that has a magic, just like a lot of nuke damage on the magic as well, like we saw the Pugner that didn't pay off yesterday, but it was a good idea. Before the Necrophos got moved off, obviously, to the safe lane. But yeah, there's a decent amount of ways to deal with the Necrophos, and it all comes down to team coordination. I think that's the big thing in pubs anyway. This Necrophos seems to run over everyone because there's no coordination there, but
10
pro teams
seconds to go.
don't ask me why, but I feel like they should have a better chance against the
5
Necrophos.
seconds.
Mid or feed? Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Ban.
Apparently, MOF stands for mid or feed. I kind of like it. That's kind of a clever name for their team too, because of all the mid players they have. Tomato, Cancel, and Weeha, of course. So. All right. Well, they get the Nature's Prophet. In this case, they're going up against a Puck now to go along with the Necro again. Tuho and a lot of teams really, but
5 seconds.
I've happened to catch Tuho recently, and it seems like Puck is becoming a very standard pick for them. Not saying you should ban it against them, but it's definitely becoming one that pretty much expecting to see. They did ban the Sand King though on the dire side here, which as we've also mentioned has been a popular pick for them. So that did leave open the Necro
10
technically.
seconds to go.
Which that's why they picked it up, of course.
Radiance ban.
And now bans to follow. TA, Sven, Lone Druid. Interesting. Lone Druid ban.
Yeah, I guess the Lone Druid gets spun out there just because of the counter to the split push it can do. Once it gets that Radiance up against the Nature's Prophet, you're standing up against the treants and burn those little trees down.
And there's the Lich ban.
Thank God.
A hero that nobody wants to play or see.
Radiance pick.
Oracle coming out. Okay, we're going to see a Saksa Oracle. Didn't we? I think this is when we had that Oracle discussion yesterday. We were watching one of their games. And Saksa was playing it, sure enough. He has plenty of history playing this, even back with the Planet Odd days. DC, whatever you want to call them.
10
just one that they seem to like. Now, the question is, do they
5
stretch to get a hero that's... Because, again, so far, Nature's Prophet, Nyx Assassin, is not... They're not really heroes that scream, oh, yeah, we got an Oracle. This makes this a great pick. Or we're going to pick Oracle because it's a good pick. But, as we also saw yesterday, they didn't really have that... I guess they did have the Necrophos, to be fair. We did kind of see that later on, but... Will they pick Huskar here is my question.
See, I'm spying the AA ban as well, so... It's the... if they want to pick it, they're not going to find a better draft to fit this in.
10 seconds to go.
You're right. It actually would make sense here.
5
Now, the only
seconds.
downside is it's against a Necro. It is a little risky, right? Because you're the life break, you go in, all that life's lost, and all of a sudden if he just nukes you with the Reaper's Scythe. Ideally, you can react with a false promise or whatever, but that could be a little dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, I think as long as the Oracle's got it up and isn't silenced, you do get a decent amount of reaction time just because of the animation on the Reaper's Scythe.
5 seconds.
But they are going to wait till the 5th pick, potentially, to pick that up. The Invoker there as well. Unless you want to run it in the safe lane. Which you do see now that the Huskar's running that safe lane, just being able to get the quick farm, quick levels, and then start diving themselves around the map.
There are two heroes that come to mind when I think cancel specifically, and it's TA, which they banned there, and then it is Invoker. So the fact that they didn't ban Invoker, again, they banned the Lich instead, you get that, but at the same time, they left open Invoker, and they decide, go ahead and have it here. So that's something now that Team Tuho, or Complexity EU, is going to have to deal with here. With their 4th pick now. You got to go, Rotnam? Well, yeah, put it on your phone. Phones are allowed to do that nowadays. No need, cancel's not that great after all. That's just shots fired, Kushaj.
Oh, that's...
I think he's just fine. I don't think he's like this amazing mid player that is at the top of the list, but I think he's a very, very good mid player, and he is a good invoker from what I've seen. Fourth pick. So yeah, what do they still need? Okay, well, who knows what they need, right? Like Puck, Necrophos, those are gonna end up in many different lanes. So
Yeah, I think they're going to run the Puck in the off lane again. The Necrophos, depending on what the draft comes out, they could run it in the mid lane up against the Invoker. It doesn't do too bad. Obviously, the Invoker being able to regen so fast.
Admiral Kunkka.
And that didn't help whatsoever. That could be a pos for Kunkka. It's been pretty popular past month or so.
yeah,
And I really do like seeing the pos for Kunkka as well. It goes great with the Puck. Dream
10
Coil into the boat. You've got the
seconds to
Torrent there
go.
as well. Shadow Shower to control. And then Necrophos to finish
5
up. And the Room.
seconds.
You can't underestimate the Room that comes through from the boat as well. That extra survivability.
they have a lot of we're gonna gank your ass mid to cancel on this lineup already, and in general going to the roam ideas you're talking about there. So yeah, I like the Kunkka pick a lot. Their team fight is amazing right now. I think they're gonna have that strength for sure. And again, as far as their final pick goes, they really could go so many different directions here. From what they've been doing, I feel like they've been playing Puck off lane. So I'm gonna assume that's a Puck off lane in the hands of Mickey, and they're gonna give Qualifiers something else here for mid.
10 seconds to go.
Well, matches up well against Invoker here. They banned Phantom Lancer.
5
That definitely could have been a
seconds.
great hero actually for them. So it's a good ban there. Alchemist is coming to mind. I know Qualifier loves to play Alchemist. Is there any reason why we think Alchemist couldn't work here?
Radiance pick.
Now, Alchemist could be a pretty good pick. It's great for the pushing, early
Dyer's
farm. You get
mid.
that Radiant stuff as well.
Alchemist.
Just brush my shoulders off real quickly.
Take him out.
I guessed the Qualifier Alchemist. Go me. No, yeah, he plays this plenty, and again, it did seem
10
to fit the theme of the
seconds
lineup.
to
Like
go.
you got that 4-1 idea where Necrophos, sure he'll absorb some
5
farm, but
seconds.
he's not necessarily gonna take the most. He'll probably build more of this utility style too. Even something like the pipe earlier on or the Greaves, and they're gonna be team fighting plenty while opening up room for Alchemist to farm here. Is the key. So now they need a safe lane, right? So what do they go here for the Dire? They did ban Huskar, yeah. That's a good ban.
Yeah, it could even be a bit of a, baiting that out. Looking at it, they do need that frontline hero. Not necessarily a tank, but someone that's just going to be able to throw out the right-click damage. Again, I'm always drawn back to the Chaos Knight, just because he's such a good hero. Reality Rift as well, reducing the armor. You've got the 4-second stun, which coming into the late game, the damage isn't what you need. You need that stun time because your illusions, you're just going to be right-clicking heroes down within seconds if you get it off. It's great as well trying to dodge out the control. If you can make that play happen, go on the Shadow Shaman, the Puck, get your Mancer Illusion in there as well. So I do like the Chaos Knight, but again, that's a personal preference that's on the top of my head.
You do like that here. I've noticed that. You're a fan of the Chaos Knight overall. Well, it's not going to be
Choose
Chaos
your
Knight.
hero.
It's going to be a Drow Ranger, so definitely a different idea. Drow makes sense here. They do have an Invoker and a Nature's Prophet that are both going to highly benefit from it, so I like the Drow final pick.
Yeah, I had that right up until the Kunkka, because
Okay.
if the Kunkka gets something like a Shadow Blade or a Blink Dagger, the main thing with Drow Ranger is you don't want anyone up close. You've got your Ghost to take those heroes away, but with the Kunkka being able to throw out the X-Max, the spot, it does put the Drow Ranger in a bit of a bad position if the Kunkka can't sneak up or get the drop on the Drow Ranger. But then again, you do have the Oracle, you have the Invoker that offers a lot of control, you have the Nature's Prophet that's going to be able to throw trees down between. But this game, they need to hit those early timings. This can't be one of those games where they take a couple of fights to sit back and they farm. This needs to be, you take a fight, you push your tower. You take a fight, you take Roshan. You take a fight, you You know, you move in
Job denied.
and you take whatever you can get. It can't be 35 minutes in and they're still with tier 2 towers that they've got to take. This needs to be ended by 35 minutes, I think.
Yeah. All right, well, we have a pause coming out. Start things off, talk about strats, what they want to do here. So ended by 35 minutes for who? For the Dire side?
Yeah,
Okay.
Dire need to end this game, or they need to be in a comfortable enough position that the Radiant don't have any way back into this game by about 35 minutes.
Yeah. There, else Alchemist can just become quite the threat, and again, the team fight overall very strong here for this Radiant side. So, oh, they're going Drow Ranger strats. Tomato will be the one playing it here. They go to 4 Iron Branch, 8 Tango build here. It's a lot of regen to work with. Wonder if that's almost expecting a aggressive land. I mean, again, Tuho has been doing that in these open qualifiers too. Usually it's been with the Sand King, but Kunkka Puck could definitely do quite a bit as well. So wouldn't be surprised to see that either at the top lane up here. And they're going to roam in actually. Smoke on up.
30 seconds to battle.
Did they see them? I think he got exposed. I don't know if the Dire side saw them, though. Maybe they did. Yeah, the way they kind of switched a little bit. Although Shackles still come out. There's the Impel. Kunkka's running in now as well. Lands a Torrent. The root happens. A very minimal root, though, and Sox is going to get first blooded. Demon getting credit for the first blood right there. So they give it to Rasta. So he takes it, but... And they should be able to get the bounty rune for Alchemist. Does he have a TP? No. He did that yesterday.
Battle starts in 3,
Not here, though.
2.
There you go. He'll pick it up, and he'll probably get this one, too. So he still will get 2 bounty runes, despite not having that TP strat. Oh, he actually bought a TP. Oh, my God. They're going to give him all 3? No, the bottom one was taken. Okay.
Yeah, Kezu bullied the Necrophos out of the lane, out away from that rune. And Garth, they just couldn't stand up to the trees, had to walk back to the tier 2 tower.
That would have been really crazy to get 3 bounty runes. But even the 2, you already see. He has the bottle clicked, and it's in the stash. So, very good start for Quickplay here. Torrent's going to miss on a cancel. Start things off, but that kind of shows you where the supports are looking to be. So it is going to be the solo Puck at the top lane for now. Up here. And right now it's a solo Necro. This has got to be annoying. Look what he's dealing with. These treants. It's in his face. It's like, how do you fight that off, man? It's all, you got to have a support here.
And you've got to look at the right-click damage coming out from Kazu as well. You've got 72 right-click damage just because of the extra damage coming out from the Precision Aura. And Garta sitting at 600 health in the meantime. This is actually going to be a decent kill if you can find this guy. They're trying to run himself away, but Kazu with the right-click and Weeha rotating in just at the right time. And this is going to be really hard, even with the Rasta being down there, to try and deal with if the next assassin just hangs around for the next couple of levels, maybe the first 4 or 5 minutes. You really put that Necrophos on the back foot, and you take the power or the sting out of his power because he needs to be rushing that Reaper's Scythe. He needs to be on top there doing a lot of damage. His Demon takes a lot more damage now as well. And they can just do this. Again, the aggressive dual lane, you just bully the heroes out the lane. You don't necessarily need to be down there for the farm. You just need to be this disruptive force.
Thought that might have actually killed Nature's Prophet right there, but no, he does manage to live. The heals from Garter. But now he's having to run away from Wee once again. Wee doesn't have mana, though, for an Impale, so there's be a lot of back and forth bullying going on. Demon surviving there was pretty key. Didn't result in a turn kill, but the fact that he actually lived when it seemed to be almost certain death, onto him, that's good news for the Radiant side. But this is definitely proven to be a obnoxious bottom lane, so don't expect the most free farm on Garter by any means. Puck, however, I don't know if he's going to have a better time. I mean, he's 7-1 right now against a 9-2 Drow. Drow does have the support of Oracle, though, up here. So it does feel like the Dire side is kind of setting themselves up in a lot of ways to almost win even the 2 lanes. In the middle lane, Alchemist does have a slight advantage right now over Cancel, but I don't think Invoker is going to necessarily stay too far behind either.
No, and that's how both of those heroes work. When you get the Forge Spirits going, when you've got the Acid Spray going, you are going to be able to move into the jungle to stack those camps. So if anyone falls behind, they do have that comeback mechanic there available to them.
See bottom lane down here again. The Treants bullying out Garter. More so helping him farm right now, but here we go. Sends him after as soon as Garter even peeks up a little bit. He does have a full magic wand here, but is he really getting charges from that, honestly? When he spawns the trees, I have a feeling he's almost going to be out of range. So, you know, putting that much priority in finishing the magic wand. I know he went the components for it anyways, but and he might as well get it. But yeah, he could really use those boots, as that'll allow him to keep his distance a little more effectively against those treants of Keizu here. He even denies his own treant. Well played. And then he spawns more. There we go. He did get a charge on that one. Oh, top lane. Going for Drow. That was a nice purge from Oracle. It was immediate. I guess it didn't really do anything, but
Saxa will be able to sit behind, just keep the Drow Ranger healthy, keep it protected. Just to note, Mickey is getting 7 denies so far. Train those denies, and anything you can take away from the Drow when your safe lane's being contested like this is just going to be a great trade. And the Puck as well, being able to disjoint, being able to orb himself away. You know, he's one of the safer off lanes to go up against this dual lane when Tomato is just going to be looking for the right clicks.
Mekke does get mana burn right there, despite his phase shift, but not a huge deal. Only level 1 mana burn currently from that Nyx Assassin, and Puck will head on over to the right side. He's going to find Saxa. We're looking for him at least. Mickey is the one that gets pinged out. You do see that Orb of Venom once again. We noticed that yesterday. He did the same thing. Dodges the Impale. It's going to be rooted up, but just causing a Fortune's, or excuse me, to Illusory Orb away. As that was the Fortune's end. That did root him up. Cancel middle lane. The Shackle's coming out, but no, it's going to be stopped. That was actually the Cold Snap applied to Demon. I believe it's what stopped him right there, and now Demon's going to eat through the trees and will survive in return. Both the TP from Keizu as well as we coming in, but ends up being no deaths despite a 3 versus 3 middle lane there.
Yeah, and that's what you need. You need those instant TPs in, especially with the Nature's Prophet being able to TP in and not reduce the TP in time from the Nyx Assassin like that. It means that both heroes can get there as quick as possible, and the Cold Snap really clutch there to keep the Invoker alive. Cancel being able to play that one out really well.
Yeah, having that, I'm guessing he had that queued up at the time. I don't know if he would have had enough reaction time to exort to it, but he does get it off and able to stay alive because of it. So we remain a 1-1 game as we're approaching now 6 minutes in. Shadow Shaman back to the bottom lane. Going to be doing some polling for the Necrophos. Necro still a little bit behind though, 18-0 now, kind of adding up. But you see Nature's Prophet 33 and 13. He's level 6 already. He already has his Wrath of Nature here. So we'll see if that comes into play as far as getting a kill in the near future. Speaking of getting kills though, Keizu is the one that might be getting killed. He has phase boots, sprinting around. He's going to activate the Nature's Wrath right there, throws out the Sprouty, spawns the minions. He does dodge a Torn as a result of all this, but the Sunstrike's coming out to finish off Demon, and Demon will go down despite shackling him up. The X brings it back, but Sox is here now as well. Fortune's End to root up the Necro. Necro's going to fall, so Keizu with the jukes and the jives, and it ends up working, and Sania's like, I got to get out of here. Wow, he barely does despite the Pure Fang Flames coming out, but that was a 2-for-0 in favor of the Dire team. Good coordination, great escape from Keizu initially.
Yeah, it was Keizu. He can't throw the Sprout around himself just because the Torrent will be there to knock him out of his TPs if he does go for that. So he held it. He trapped up the trees and then held the TP once more as Saxa obviously communicated that he's coming in, and that was a great turnaround fight. And I don't think that Complexity has the call in the minute. We're expecting Saxa to rotate in or for Keizu to try and turn that around.
Tower is under siege.
Yeah, great job there again by the Dire side. Top lane, they're trying to set up on Tomato. You got Demon up here. He might have actually been seen there. The way Tomato's positioning, it seems like he knows something's up. So, I mean, there is a level 6 on Mickey now, so he has Dream Coil. But unless they can get him away from this tower, I don't think they're getting a kill out of this, especially with Wii nearby. And I'm sure Oracle would be ready to TP in, as it's coming off in 2 seconds now, if necessary. So, Demon trying to be useful there. Unfortunately, not going to be enough. He's going to stick around, though, and may go for Nyx Assassin now. Okay, they're going to Drain Coil. No spiked Carapace, actually, on Wii. It's not going to matter, though. Wrath of Nature even comes out. There's the Impel. Mickey's the one that's also in some trouble now. He's going to have the Illusory Orb. Here comes the TP from Keizu. Oh, the perfect Sunstrike. No, it was not. It almost connected. But Mickey will still die. and give up a double kill to Keizu. That was a very ambitious go on the Nyx Assassin, and it clearly backfired.
Yeah, and you always have to be careful going in up against the Drow Ranger. If you don't have any initiation spells, you do have the control with the Shadow Shaman, but if you don't get in range and this gust does come out, you see things like that where you're effectively taken down to your right clicks and, perk Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman is known for his right click now, but it's not the primary focus you want to be using in a fight or in a gank like that.
Alchemist is the shining star here for this Radiant side, as you would expect. He does have the armlet finish. He is going to try to do some stacked camps here now with the acid spray. So that's the good news for the Radiant team, but again, there really isn't a lot of other good news. Puck, he still is way behind. He's going to try to finish a Soul Ring here. Just make up for some mana purposes. Necrophos is only en route to a Power Treads finish, which he just about has at least. But we're going to pick that up. But again, this is a team on paper. Eventually should be able to start doing objectives, kind of pushing as a team to that 4-1 strategy even. But it still needs a little bit of time before that. And to be fair, the Dire side, going back to the Drow pick, kind of set up to win these lanes. And they are at least doing it in 2, if not even are all 3. You can argue to an extent. Drow Ranger, he's going to be healed up by Oracle just in case. As Kunkka threw out the Torrent right there. And yeah, Tomato's just going to play it safe. He even has the Infused Raindrop. He has 11 charges on his Magic Wand. So, I mean, they're definitely not killing him. They really need to be careful about overcommitting here once again. One of the Drow. Saksa, he doesn't have False Promise yet. He's almost level 5, though. So he's just about there. That's already a Drums finished on Nature's Prophet, by the way.
That is, yeah, the Nature's Prophet was keeping pace. You can see, highest lat sits in the game before the Alchemist rotated into the jungle. And that's something that they tried to deal with, but they weren't really successful. He's, like I say, the rotations in from the Shadow Shaman as well as the Kunkka, but they just couldn't shut him down, and he got to the point where he was a bit too powerful for the Necrophos, took control of the lane, and now he's just going to be able to rotate through the jungle, rotate through the lanes, and look for pickoffs as well as pushes.
Yeah. Meke pushing out the top lane. He's trying to get that Blink Dagger now ASAP as far as his priority item. What do you think about that over maybe the Veil? I feel like the Veil this game would actually be a nice item to have. Just decent synergy for the team overall. Him or the Necro, I think you could argue, but neither one's going for it. Do you think they needed a Veil, or?
Yeah, I think the Veil will come out on the Necrophos a bit later on, or maybe even the Puck, like you say. I think the initiation for now, actually getting to the Drow Ranger first is the first hurdle that they need to get over. So I do think they will go back for that, but yeah, the initiation is a bit more important.
Oh boy. This is that deadly combination now. I don't even know if we really mentioned at the draft, but something that we've seen several times throughout history. It's really the Nyx in the Sunstrike combo of Invoker. The Vendetta set up right there on an Necrophos. The Sunstrike comes out, and now you even have the third in, obviously Nature's Prophet porting in, Wrath of Nature even to assist. So the global presence right now of this Dire side is going to start coming online big time. And that's just the beginning of potentially much more to come here from the Dire team. And it's like, how do you deal with that if you're the Radiant? You just can't. It comes down to they just have to start getting the whole group up idea going and pushing objectives. But with falling behind in the laning phase, it's understandable why they're not doing that yet, right? So it's kind of like this downward spiral almost for this Radiant team.
Yeah, and there are going to be, once the game gets going, PKBs start coming out, Lincoln Spheres, even Lotus Orbs start coming out. It's going to be a lot easier for them to survive, but for now they do just need to be careful of the positioning, be aware of what's around them. Maybe go for a bit more defensive place wards, which we aren't seeing really any vision on the map for the side of the Radiants, so yeah, they do need to protect themselves up just a bit.
Hey, I've seen this before. There we go. I mean, Purifying Flames coming out as well, but it's just, you can't do anything there if you're Necro. It's just, you're like, oh, I'm dead. No way to stop that. Yeah, the defensive, you are right, though. Their only vision right now on the map is pretty offensive. I guess they did a good one down here, actually. They just placed this in their own river. But even that, again, it's you still have a Nyx going around with Vendetta is what the biggest issue is. So it kind of just goes back to it's just really no easy way to stop it. And that's another Sunstar. Where did that happen? Oh, they have a vision over here. Wow. They got him. Okay.
Yeah, cancel with the it took him 4 hits to take the Kunkka down from full health to 0 with the cold snap and the alacrity used on him. Yeah, absolutely, just 4 hits, and then the Kunkka couldn't do anything about it because he couldn't use any spells because the cold snap's so effective against him.
I also love what the Dire Side's doing here in that they're literally not caring about the Alchemist at all. It's an Alchemist. They're like, you know what? He's going to get his farm. Let him get his farm. We'll just go ahead and kill everyone else in your team. And that seems like that's the go-to. That's the correct strategy, right?
Yeah. Alchemist will, like you say, will always find the farm with the Grievous Greed. You can slow him down, but there's no stopping him. That's kind of the rule of the game. As long as you can keep him to a decent net worth lead, you know, you don't want him spiraling off 5, 10k 20 minutes into the game. If you can keep him with a couple of thousand of your top net worth as well, it really loses the effectiveness of the Alchemist, and he really does drop off a lot quicker than other heroes.
Yeah. So with that said, I mean, the Radiance is almost finished. He has a Sacred Relic. In fact, did he finish it? Yeah, he did. So this is a really good timing for the Armlet Radiance from Quakefa, but it goes back to they're just not caring about him. I mean, you look at Garter, he has Power Treads. You look at Puck, he almost has a Blink at least, so that's good news. So that's kind of the key right now. The Blink on Puck, Forest Staff on Necro will be huge as well. Once they get these next items here with the Radiance pickup of Alchemist, and it seems that they're kind of going for that a little bit here already. They're trying to make some plays here. Now Alchemist is going to be found by Nyx off the bat. In comes the Meteor, and that's right on top of the cold snaps. Alchemist will fall. He popped Chemical Rage. It didn't matter. They lose Ross in the midst of it as well. Reaper Scythe is not going to finish off Nyx because of the false promise coming out from Oracle. Everyone's still alive on the Dire side. Garter is still here. He healed on up. He's back in. The Torrent hits cancel. Ghost Walk. No, he actually couldn't get it off right there, it looked like. And they will finish him off in the end. So Mickey chasing him down. Oracle trying to go for the turn kill on him. Mickey, he's able to do that. The support takes out what is essentially supposed to be a core in his face. Those level 4 Purifying Flames, man, they are no joke. And then Tomato's like, I'll push top tower, guys, while you're winning a fight middle lane.
Yeah, that was a fight without a Drow Ranger, and this is just the effectiveness that the precision aura offers. He took the tier 1 tower while all that was going on. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and repeat that and they just keep Tomato pushing down the lanes, you know, keeping control of the lanes while the other 4 are just looking for the fights, so looking for the objectives, the Nature's Prophet looking for split pushes. And again, it's similar to the Troll Warlord last match where you keep the enemy busy while the Drow Ranger just does his thing around the map, you know, and the more heat you can keep off the Drow Ranger, the more effective he's going to be. Whereas, you know, you do have the heroes that you get 2 items, 3 items, and then they want to look for the team fights, and you just want to be going 5-man, 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 5-man.
Yeah.
The Drow Ranger, like I say, you do want to be probably until that 25-minute mark when you're looking to make your final push. You just want to be power spiking as much as possible.
Feels like that's what they're doing too. You have the Hand of Midas picked up by Nature's Prophet. That's his follow-up choice to the drum. So going to continue some nice acceleration here as far as where this game is going. It kind of goes back to what I was talking about there as that fight was breaking out. It seemed like that they were actually looking to take a fight there, but that was before the Forest Staff was even finished on Garter. Puck, I don't think even had the blink as that fight was breaking out either. He might have actually picked it up mid-fight or going just into it late, but still. The point is, they went just a little bit too early, it felt like, and that kind of backfired. Sunstrike on a Demon, by the way. It doesn't kill him, actually. Yes, it does, because of the Soxa using the Purifying Flames, that is, to finish him off. So well played there while he goes down, but you know, he takes the support with him, and then bottom tower, it's going to be split pushed by KZ. Expect more of that to be happening now as the levels add up here. So yeah, it's continuing to be a difficult game plan here for Team Tuho. Drow, Forest Staff, and almost a full Hurricane Pike finished.
Yeah, that's going to be great for the fights. And I think they just started to panic. You know, they got the Armlet Radiance online and thought, right, our Alchemist is big now. You know, we should be looking for this fight. We should be looking to push back an advantage. But like you say, they didn't have the Force Staff. The Blink Dagger was just a little bit behind as well. I think they just had it for that fight. So it comes down to the timings where this is what a Drow Ranger can do, or a Drow Strat can do. It starts to panic the other team, and it's more, okay, you are winning the match, but it's more that the enemy team really starts to panic and starts losing it, you know, starts kind of putting those throws in.
There we go, Nature's Prophet. This is a nice find here. That's a 4-kill streak stopper. Garter gets credit, actually. That's probably the best hero to be getting it because the start that he's had here, that's going to help him recover a fair amount. So talk about the game plan of this Radiant team. No doubt that's going to be part of it as this game starts to progress now. Take advantage of a hero like Nature's Prophet, perhaps trying to split push by himself, pick him off, and then do an objective. Now, can they do this objective? That's already a freaking blink on a Wii and a Sunstrike kill onto the roster. Who needs Vendetta when you have a freaking blink dagger? Did he actually did Vendetta there, didn't he, for the auto attack? Wow.
Yeah, he just walked straight up and got that off.
Interesting. Anyways, he sets up to be an easy kill, obviously. And more flash farm for Invoker, who... Okay, you know, I don't necessarily, like, sit here and look at... Oh, actually, hold on, I thought because Quick was going in. The Unstable Concoction hits the Drow. He's sitting on top of the Chemical Rage auto attack booster room. No, but the save again with a false promise. In comes the Reaper's Scythe. I think it might be enough for the kill still, as he is going to turn around with a Gust. Will he live? No, he definitely falls right there. Garter gets credit. Now, does that stop the Reaper's Scythe cooldown edition? Or Resurrection edition?
I think so.
Well, because he's dead for 45 seconds. That feels pretty long. It's level 2, though. Yeah, I think it does stop. I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I think it does because I think it's the kill that adds it, whereas the Necrophos, once he gets the kill, once the false promise wears off, it's just like getting a normal kill, you know, from an auto attack or a death pulse or something like that, and it's the actual kill from the Reaper's Scythe that triggers the extra time.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Okay. What was I blabbering on about though? Before that fight took place, I had a point that I was getting at, but now I kind of forgot what that point was.
Somebody check
I forgot it. Bottom lane, Nature's Prophet. Farming Invoker, yes, that was my point. Okay, so that's what I was getting at. He just got an Ags at basically about 19 minutes. Ags, Treads, Midas. This feels like a very fast combo of items. I guess is what I was really getting at there.
Yeah, and this is what you usually see from the Invokers that go for the Midas. They focus on that farm inside, and because they don't need to leave the lane for a gank, you know, they can throw out these Sunstrikes. What is he's got? If I can find it, he's 4-1 and 5. So with the Sunstrikes, you know, securing, I'm assuming 3 of those 4 kills, it really does start to pile on the farm, you know, and you don't really see it because you don't really see him leave the lane, but he is finding those kills and assists as well as the farm as well.
This goes back to the idea they let him get Invoker, especially paired up with the Nyx. It is a very strong combination. And, you could argue, especially paired up with the Nyx and the Nature's Prophet. I mean, those 2 heroes, because of the global presence again and the easy initiation they have, it sets up those easy Sunstrike kills, and we're seeing. So that is going to be an easy Roshan. A lot of easy stuff going on here for the Dire side. Top lane, Quakefa, he's going to be open. Yes, a spiked Carapace done. Beautiful play by Weehaw there. It's not going to be enough initially. It will be enough with a Purifying Flame. So, yet again, how many kills does Saksa have? He has 3, 2, and 7. I thought he had more. Ways getting these kills. A Hex up on Invoker is not going to really matter, though. Shadow Shaman will eventually fall. The Impel hits Kunkka, but it's a little too deep, as they still need the Tier 2 tower. I mean, this is getting a little out of control now for Team Tuho here. At least it's a best of 3. They got that going for them.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, like I say, this is just the power of the Drow strat. The Necrophos going for the BKB as well. He needs the extra protection. He seems to feel like the Alchemist is, like I said, the only real farmed hero in the team. So the Dire are just start to capitalize on this. They can take, or definitely pressure the Tier 3 tower here. Whether they want to take that further or maybe look for a ranged Arax with all 5 heroes on the side of Tuho being back up is another thing. But yeah, they can definitely put the pressure on the map while Tuho are still looking to catch up.
Yeah, they safely do the Tier 3. Hell, you have an Oracle now with an Aether Lens picked up, so yeah, that is some massive range he now has on his abilities. He could just very safely sit back and not be too concerned. I mean, other than a puck jumping in and maybe try to burst him down, he's going to be good to go as far as staying alive. Necrophos is choosing to go for the BKB follow-up to the Forest Staff here. I guess, you know, when you're dealing with an Invoker, farmed Invoker on the other side, that makes sense. As that was Puck dodging a Sunstrike meanwhile. But yeah, does BKB make the most sense to you this game for the Necro?
Yeah, I think he's been caught out one too many times. I think he needs the extra protection. He's, you know, foregoing a mech, which isn't really in the best place at the minute. He's just going straight for that BKB to try and block out a lot of the magic damage, because that is a lot of the magic damage is a lot of the damage is magic damage on the side of the dais. So trying to take that out. He's got the Ghost Shroud that he's going to be able to pop on the BKB as well if he gets in a bit of trouble. But I do think it takes him. He's trading the survivability for potential kills, going for something like that, not going for the Veil like you suggested, going for other items. Obviously, the Radiance has already been picked up by the Alchemist, so it does offer this gap. But if he doesn't get his next item after the BKB in a pretty decent fashion, I think he's just going to be completely irrelevant in the fights.
Then you got Quickfoot here. Gotta say, I know it's an Alchemist and everything, but I'm a little impressed by how far ahead he is, even over because this is a pretty farmed Invoker. I mean, the way this team's going, up 16-5, and he is just soaking up everything, man. I mean, it is coming at a little bit of a cost, though, of his own team's farm, because obviously you got Necro and Puck are both struggling to get consistent farm, mainly because he is soaking up so much with how little they have, but that's just what you're going to have to rely on here. I mean, he has almost 4,200 more gold saved up. But what does he get next? Does he need a BKB himself, actually? Would that make the most sense? Or maybe does he just get the Octarine Core here instead?
Yeah, I think he opts for the BKB. Again, it just cuts so much damage out of the fight, and you're not really the most survivable. You're level 18, so you've got a bit more to grow, and it's just you do need that survivability before you go. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if he maybe traded the Corn Blade up for something like a heart. And just opted for pure health to help his illusions for the pushing potential as well, those. And so he does have a decent amount of choices he could make, and whether he thinks the pure survivability or the protection, or whether he thinks he can just get away with trying to split push it out like the poor man's Naga Siren build that we do see so often.
Yeah. Another 5,500 gold saved up, so he really is packing that up. Meanwhile, the other bottom tier 2 tower is going to fall down here, so Dire side keeping that pressure up. All they have is the middle tier 2 to take out before all the others are destroyed. He does go the Octarine Core. Okay. So, yeah, going the Octarine Core instead, which does insist maybe a little bit more of that split presence idea. I mean, I agree with you. If you couldn't see, this is where it feels awkward, because he's about to go into a big fight right here as Unstable Concoction going off on a Drow. Not having the BKB, though. He's going to get comboed here. EMP does connect. He's at half mana still, though. He has his Chemical Rage. He's just running at them, but they're not really fighting him. Now they are, though. Out comes a Deafening Blast. Here comes a Shark, though. The rum is applied, but Alchemist, he's still not really too confident as far as going in. He'll keep his distance, actually. Meanwhile, top lane, Khezu, he's playing his PvE mission up here. And he's getting kills. Wow. He just got a double kill and the melee racks killed, and then he pieces on out.
Yeah, and he's just going to go back to Fountain, heal up, and do it all again in the next 10 seconds or so.
Tomato in trouble. Nope, False Promise will keep him alive. The Reaper side takes out Nyx Assassin, though. So the Radiant side is at least trying to get something out of this, and they are. They're going to get both the support, so I guess that's something, but it's definitely a victory for the Dire side, again, especially when you factor in what happened up top here. Khezu getting a double kill and the melee racks kill all by himself while that's going on. Oh, boy.
Yeah, and the one positive, though, Gata holding that Reaper's Scythe until the False Promise came out. You know, they split the targets. The Nyx got low, as well as the Drow Ranger. Obviously, you always prioritize the Drow Ranger for that False Promise. So Gata just said, right, okay, we're going to throw it out on the Nyx Assassin. And this just gives them a bit of an opportunity. Yes, they lost the racks. They've still got the Puck on the top lane to defend that, though. And it just means Koifka now, they can step in and cancel. Going to try and go for this.
Well played. He denies the tower, and he kind of slows him down a little bit, so that was a very good play by Cancel. Harassing them down. Now, Koifka's running. His Chemical Rage is going to be wearing off soon, actually. The back lines, the torrent combo. Out comes the Fate's Edict, though. And they'll just heal them on up. And that will be the end of any engagement here. So that was a tier 1 middle tower that just got denied at 28 minutes by cancel right there. Again, it kind of just gives you yet another idea of where this game's at, especially for Team Tuho, as Alchemist does have a Mithril Hammer purchase. So my guess would be that is going to be that BKB that we were getting at now. Unless he just goes the Maelstrom into Mjolnir, which I guess is potential, but BKB
yeah, it'd be great
does feel so good.
for clearing off the waves to, the Nature's Prophet. We are hanging around there. They might try and make something of this, but I think it's just a scouting vendetta at the moment.
We've also seen we do a couple of do the clever trick of popping the spiked carapace because of the Radiance burn, and so getting like a free stun opener. Oh, yep, pop it. Oh, if he used spiked carapace there, that was gonna stop him. But I thought he was a good player. Sorry, my bad. Shots fired.
Well, he gets it on the illusions, second best thing.
He can slow those bad boys down. Yeah, I guess, okay, no, he does have the recipe for the BKB, so yeah, it is going to be that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Just like we saw on the mid lane and being controlled so easy, the fight on the bottom lane as well. The 10-second window that it's going to give him and the decreasing window, it's going to be great for the fights. Even 5 seconds when it gets down there, you're denying 5 seconds of control from the Invoker as well as the next assassin. So it's a really good item because they do need to shift towards looking for the fights, looking for the pickoffs, because it is getting towards that time, and now with the Drow Range is going to be dropping off.
Okay, they're going to find the Nyx here. The gem on Puck allowing them, but he blinks away. He just takes the snap of the ultimate there of Puck, but they'll find Oracle anyways. False Promise. No, he couldn't get that off in time, so the Dream Coil wasn't enough to help kill Nyx Assassin, and their base is not being sieged, though, meanwhile. KZ is busy pushing out the top lane and way up here. So, again, they get a kill, and their base remains intact. That's good for the Radiant side. BKB is now finished on Alchemist, but a Lincoln Sphere just picked up on Invoker, by the way. And now he does have bots actually queued up, so he's going to become a lot more mobile himself, even, in this game. Demon, see ya.
There wasn't even any reaction time there. That was just purely he's up in the air and then he's gone. There's nothing he could do about that. Rotation with cancel was great.
I like how he makes that look so easy, too. It's like, I'll just blink in, Sunstrike, Tornado, and Deafening Blast somebody. Just another game of Invoker.
Yeah.
Free kill.
Well, that's it. Invoker players do that in their sleep. You give that to anyone else and like, oh god, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? But
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
like, I'd mess that up. I'd throw out an ice wall. I'd ghost walk away, and it'd be.
That would be me blinking in and activating Ghost Walk in his face. He's like, God damn it, that was not the right spell. Yeah, it would be awkward. Nature's Prophet is also going for a Lincoln Sphere. I guess Lincoln is pretty good this game, isn't it? Because really everything it stops is potentially pretty damn good. Other than maybe the Ether Shock, but everything else is great.
I mean, if you have the reaction time on it, that's going to be great for the Reaper's Scythe, because it means, like we saw on the bottom lane, where there were 2 targets slow, the next assassin and the Drow, it means you're going to have protection for both of them. So that, really great item, even if it's just against the Necrophos.
Drow has a Diffusal Blade now, a Butterfly queued up, but you could just tell the pace of this game now from the Dire side. They're not really forcing the issue. They're just farming their side of the map. Even Nature's Prophet just keeping lanes somewhat pushed in. Sure, this means Alchemist is just going to get even more farm, but, not to bring up bad memories here for Team Tuho and their fans, but this is a team that lost a game they were up 40,000 net worth recently. And it did happen to include an Alchemist. I think it was Koikma, in fact, playing the Alchemist, of course, where he was just feeding Axe to everyone and feeding Moonshars to everyone. So it was a little skewed in that sense, but it goes to the idea that no matter how far ahead they are with the hero like an Alchemist, as False Promise comes out, by the way, the Ghost Shark or ship, whatever, is coming through. It's more of a shark with this animation, let's be honest. This False Promise, is that actually going to keep him alive? It will, as the BKB does wear off right there. He 4 staffs away, cancel. He's going to keep his distance. They just can't catch anybody, man. They're too slippery. Finally, they do in Drow, and okay, that's a Reaper Scythe kill with no buyback for 103 seconds. So that's this is a little bit of an opening for the Radiant team now. This should be a free Roshan.
Yeah, and this is where I was talking about. You do have that about, like I said, it's about a 35-minute timing where you need to completely shut the other team out because the Precision Aura is like it's a free item, basically.
I don't know about fighting this. In fact, Invoker, yeah, he has to fall back. False Promise is not ready either. Necrophos is going to be rooted on up and stunned initially by the Nyx Assassin. You see the axe of Nyx, the Ghost Ship coming through. Axe of Nyx is going to be stunned through inside, and he pull back on a cancel as well. But there, something will pop the link, gets over the Dream Coil, catches them both. Nyx finally goes down. Can they catch cancel right here? The Gem, of course, seeing him. The Root coming out from Saksa, and he's going to sit inside the phase shift to avoid it. But look at the bottom lane, meanwhile. Khezu, he's split pushing it down here. Alchemist wants him dead, and it looks like they're going to be able to get him dead, as C is not going to be able to teleport out. So all he got was a tier 3, so they saved the racks. False Promise on Saksa. He is probably, maybe not. He actually might survive through this, as Puck is trying to kill him, but yeah, it's not going to be enough. He gets pulled back, though. They do not want to dive too far. Cancel wants to go in, though, baby. Root comes out on a Puck. They finish off the Kunkka right there. Garter, he does not have a Reaper Sight, though, for another 20 seconds. Nice face edict as well on Invoker. Magic damage not hurting him right now for the time being. Healing up on top of that with Cancel. The Death Pulse is out, and Cancel will still survive. The heals coming out from Saksa right there. Such clutch plays on both sides, frankly, but Saksa does go down. The Sunstrike, that was a little bit too far ahead from Cancel, and they remain alive as a result. But here comes Weehaw. We're not even done just yet, he says. Necrophos finally goes down. Cancel even credit for the kill as he comes in there at the last second. And the BKB forced on Qualifiers decides to back off. Puck now, can he get away? He blinks away from the Blink Dagger of Nyx Assassin. Illusory Orb, yes, he'll go over the ledge, and I think we're finally going to end this fight. Wow, that was a crazy one.
Yeah, and that started with the Roche pit, spanned all the way back to the tier 2 of the Dire,
Yeah.
and then right to the bottom shrine as well. And yeah, okay, so they lost a couple of heroes, but they did deny the Roshan take. They took the top racks, got pushed in there as well, so that's completely clear. I think they took the tier 3 on the bottom lane as well. But they did lose the Nature's Prophet. They lost a couple of heroes that could have done without losing, but it looks like they are going to be able to turn the Roshan around now. And there's nothing really that the Radiant could do about that.
The seeds of
Considering all that happened in the last 2 minutes, absolutely a huge victory for the Dire side, because remember, that was a pick-off onto on a Drow, a Reaper Scythe kill with no buyback. He was dead for, it was like 105 seconds at least, right there. Yet they were not able to truly capitalize. They essentially got nothing that great out of it. They didn't get a tower kill. They didn't even get Roshan. They ended up losing Roshan in the end. So that to me is just the craziest part, that they were able to do so well. I thought that was going to be a bad fight to take, and was proven wrong in the end, because it's just fantastic play, honestly, on the Dire team. Specifically Saksa Orca. I mean, I think we're seeing why he's why he's going to pick up this hero, just really in any case. He's a very, very comfortable Oracle player. Showing so again in this game. They're going to push the middle tier 2, or tier 3 tower, I should say. Everyone's up, but it's a hard team to be going into, especially with a Nyx now with an axe, although Khezu gets picked off down here, so that's what they were doing. Kind of being distracted of sorts. Mickey, he gets back to the shrine. He's going to remain alive for now. You see the bottom racks, though. Garter having to push it out. But with Nature's Prophet dead, that will be retreat now for the Dire team. So Dire side really falling heavily on this idea of Khezu constantly doing his own thing while the other 4 fight, perhaps. Oh, they catch Drow. Concoction, he missed the impale, and that's a kill on him. The Aegis use as well. Here we go, the Tornado Lily, the EMP on top, the Iceball put down, right on top into do it all, but that's a BKB use from Koikfa. BKB reaction from Tomato. He's going to run. Sunstrike coming out on somebody. No, it does not hit Puck, but it's enough for the kill anyways. Finishes him off with the Cold Snap and the Deafening Blast, I believe it was. Nyx Assassin, he is going to be netted on up, but Cancel's the one that's kind of keeping them occupied nearby. And look at this. Nyx is going to survive because of the heals of Oracle yet again, but now he's going to be pulled back in. And now he probably is going to fall. You know what? No, he's not. He's actually going to do another Impale. And they go back inside his little burrow right here. EMP coming out, really trying to keep him alive. It's the game of keep the Nyx Assassin alive, and it's working, baby. They're not really killing anyone, but finally Nyx will actually go down when it's all said and done. Jesus Christ. Bottom tower, by the way. No, it's not being pressured, actually. Nature's Prophet. He is currently sitting back in base, so this game is just getting chaotic, man. I don't know.
Yeah, and like I say, 5 minutes before these 3-minute fights keep breaking out, is this is where the Radiant are hitting the timings because the Drow Ranger, that precision aura, like I say, it's like an extra item. So you're basically fighting an item up until the Radiant get farmed, and now the Radiant do have farm. Yes, they need to be careful because they've lost the top lane racks, but if they can carry on taking fights like this, now they're on even ground. It's only a 6k net worth advantage for the side of the Dire, which when you've got the Alchemist that's 12k ahead, being able to take fights like this, going to be able to throw Aghanim Scepters to the rest of his team as well. They do need to be careful about the split push coming on the bottom lane, but Radiant now shouldn't be scared about taking this fight. They should be taking the fights and looking for objectives, and then maybe keep the Necrophos back for split pushes once they start coming in.
All right, so actually we need to start focusing on this. Mickey does have an axe on him given by the Alchemist, and another axe purchase. Who's he giving this to? Necro? Yes, he gives it to Necro. Okay. Does that make sense to you? Puck into Necro for your axe pickups?
Yeah, I think you want to be giving it just because the stun duration on the scepter. If you break that, it's a 4.5 second stun. Fights can start and end in 4.5 seconds.
Yeah.
The 300 break damage there as well. So yeah, I do like that pickup. It just offers a lot more control. I think it's BKB Pearson as well.
Yes. That I think, if anything, is almost what makes it very powerful. Because yeah, the BKB piercing. Granted, I guess Drow. No, actually, Nature's Prophet does too. Yeah, no, that alone I think makes it worth it. Let alone the break duration. Oh, speaking of BKB, Necrophos activating it down here. We might have another fight breaking out. Off to the side, somebody TPing out. That's a pull back in on the Soxa with the X, but now with Cancel porting right in the face of Demon, he's going to try to get away with his Glimmer Cape, and he will do so. Mickey is still nearby, but Demon's dead. Might as well let him be. And that is going to be the only death currently. Do they see Mickey? They see him, but they couldn't get him. He ports away. So Demon does have a buyback. 40 seconds, though, only he's dead for. Might be able to wait this out. We'll see. Okay, they lost their gem initially, but it looks like Alchemist does buy another one. And gives it up to Puck here. Once again, they're going back. Oh, Garter, that was way too comfortable. He buys back immediately, so here we go. Buyback from Rasta as well. Ghost Ship comes through. Quakefuss sitting on top of that Nyx. I don't know if that's a target you want to be beating on, honestly. Yeah, this is a better one. Tomato, they get the False Promise activated from Sox over there. Now he turns his attention to him. Nyx just sitting in the front lines. The ultimate from Reaper's side is not enough either to take him out. They finish off Sox, so finally they get him killed. In the middle lane, though, look what Casey is doing. Backdoor protection, smackdoor protection, he says. Something along those lines. He gets down right there, and Casey is actually going to escape? No. He can't concoction him. He's actually going to keep running here. Insania, does he have an X? They don't see him, though. He's going to randomly torrent. That's not going to hit, and Casey actually escapes. Oh, boy. I mean, that goes to the advantage of the Dire side. They got the middle racks.
Yeah, and the two heroes that you really want to be picking up on the Radiant as well, the Invoker as well as the Nature's Prophet, still alive. So you risk when you push out, if you push out too far, the boost of travel coming up from the Invoker, Nature's Prophet obviously being able to TP in and just treant down. You really need to be aware of your base. If you'd have picked even one of those up, I would have said 5 heroes up, just go push down. Even if there's 3-4 heroes up on the side of the Dire, push down the mid lane, take whatever objectives you can. But with them both being up, you can lose tier 4 tower in your bottom lane of racks before you're even TP'd back to base. So the Dire, yeah, okay, they lost 3 heroes there, but they still have the Nature's Prophet and the Invoker up, which are really important at the moment because it keeps the threat of the split push happening. Even if there's no split push at all, it just keeps that threat happening.
Level 25s are starting to appear here. Cancel. He did just go to go the Tornado cooldown. Really not a shocker there. AoE Deafening Blast is... We don't really see that too often nowadays from our Invokers. Just having that very short Tornado cooldown is pretty damn good. So using that here, Alchemist actually chose to get the -5 Acid Spray armor over the Lifesteal. And I think that's more of a reaction to how this game's going here, if anything, to help with the counter push at this point. But they're going to push this tier 2. Quakefuss is not really too worried. He's just standing up there. Going to be disarmed. The Impel, oof, got a long-range Impel. Not going to be enough, though, as the ship comes through. Only hit on a Nyx. And that's the getaway now for the Radiant team. Not going to be for Shadow Shaman, though. He once again will be the sacrificial lamb. Look at Kizu again, bottom lane, takes out the melee Rex, going for the Megas. He might get it. No, it's not going to be enough. Barely alive with 41 life. It's amazing how fast that seems to happen, though. Like, it's just, you get engaged in a little fight for maybe 10 seconds, and your base is just destroyed.
Yeah, that literally was 10 seconds as well. The Nature's Prophet TP'd in, and as soon as the Prophet was there, in fact, it was during the TP, the Necrophos is already TPing back. Kezu pops the BKB, he doesn't care that he's going to die. He pops his trees, and he just starts taking down that melee Rax, gets killed off. But his objective's already complete, he already got the melee Rax. The range is down to 41 health, that's not going to recover at all. So it's going to be mega creeps. He could, as soon as he respawns, just TP's down, takes that range back, and even if he dies again, that's now mega creeps. That's so much more powerful and even worth the death if that's what it comes to.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm surprised that the Invoker maybe he didn't, just because it would be a shame to have two heroes down, like say both split push heroes down, but I'm surprised that he didn't go and just walk up with the Ghost Form and just get that last right click and try and run himself away.
He does have buyback worst case. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, he could potentially do that. Okay, he did do that. The Forged Spirit actually gets the kill. It was that low. Quakefa's dying at the top lane, meanwhile. This is after his BKB, by the way. He actually might die here. He does have a buyback. Okay. Gonna have to end up using him. I mean, this is mega creeps now. This is perhaps the final push of the game by the dire side. BKB going up from Keizu aggressively in their face. There's the buyback of Alchemist. Here we go. Our final fight upon us. Kunkka goes down already. Weehad is sitting in that Axe form. That's been so annoying to deal with, as he usually is. Keizu going to be healing up by Saxo once again as well. It seemed like he was going to be dying. In fact, he will die here as the Reaper Scythe comes out. They silence Saxo as well. He actually got silenced by the Waning Grip. I was wondering where the false promise was. It does come out on Tomato, allows him to kind of stand his ground and go for the auto attack damage. Tornado up in the air for Puck. Puck will fall. Tomato, is he dead? Yes, he is, but will it matter? Probably not. Puck buys back. He is now the last man standing, but GG will be called. And it's a victory in game number 1 for Team Mid or Feed. All right, but as I was going to say at the beginning of there, do you ban at Nature's Prophet, your first 2 bans? I think so.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think you either have to ban the Invoker or the Nature's Prophet. I definitely don't think you can let teams have both, just because of what we saw there. The threat, the split push is always there. But the Nature's Prophet does seem to be the big pick at the moment, and I think it may start to trend towards that.